minutes, and then we can post it on the Marley channel or something like that, or the EQL channel. You know.
Okay. Well, yeah. Hi, Jeremy. It's me, Ivan. Yeah, we're recording a demo of how Mali. How you can generate EQL pool vectors. Yeah. So I want to set up Crux first. So yeah, let me share the screen also. In this thing. So,
Crux is a database for those who don't know.
yeah, this is a wonderful database. So yeah, what how do I want a depth coordinate for it. What do I plug in this time? So I grab this, I put it into my extra depths. This is this malli-code-gen open source I'm working on, but yeah, I should thank the grateful dvingo who sponsors the development. So yeah, so to you, how do I now how do I launch the thing with in this dev profile?
This is IntelliJ, isn't it? I don't know.
aliases on the depths. I mean, how do you usually
yeah, I normally cider jack in.
dev alias dev student? Yeah. Well, let's just plug this thing in. Maybe. Okay, so it accepts alias. So I think this should be good. Yeah, let's try to run it. So will it? Yeah, let's look at the REPL. So yeah, it is starting the server, and hopefully it's downloading the Crux step, and yeah, so we can create a jump into a plain namespace and see if we have Crux. So what do you have any ready boilerplates?
So what's start a node?
To start a node. What's the
go on the docs. There's a Crux in 5 minutes sort of thing under the how-to guides.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. Do I? No, I need only Crux core, right?
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah, and then actually you probably want Crux in a box.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I also need that, right? Or does it have in memory?
Yeah, it goes memory by default. I can just tell you the instructions, or I'll type it out in the chat.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm good with copying stuff, but yeah, I want Rocks to be further from later for myself. But yeah, we'll start with the core. So, well, it started. So let's see if we have it. Yeah.
So it's just crux.api as Crux.
Crux.api.
Or a C, if you like.
Crux. yeah. And static plug abandon. But yeah, these are warnings. Yeah, so it loaded. This is my printout but I'm sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Perhaps I can print those two in common block. Okay. So do you have Crux now?
Yeah, there is actually a full example on that how-to thing, so you could just copy and paste that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Java. Do I need? I don't need that, right?
Well, if you want RocksDB,
I mean, I'm using the memory thing. I didn't restart, so I'm should be
yeah, I mean,
memory.
it'll just work. Like it'll create the directories and stuff. So it's not much.
Yeah, let's plug this thing in. Yeah, does it? Still has some appearance somewhere. Yeah, this one. Okay. Yeah. So this one's RocksDB and what other?
Oh, you should restart your Apple, and you added it to your deps, didn't you?
Yeah, but can I? There's the memory thing.
If you just want memory, just remove that. Just comment out that map after start node. After on 132, yeah, just comment out the map.
That.
And then replace it with an empty map. Sorry.
Okay.
And that'll work. That's the memory.
Cool. Yeah, that should be it. That should be it. Yeah. Those are the stack. You can do that. I guess so. Do you have auto completion now?
Status, wasn't
it? Okay. So yeah, let's yeah, let me restart the thing. Maybe it will.
Are you looking for autocomplete?
Yeah, I'm looking for autocomplete.
Oh, you're required to merge those, right?
It's also, I think this is a valid thing, but because yeah, when you generate tests, you just gotta hope you generate tests. But well, it's.
Oh, I don't know. I've never tried it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let we have some free talk time, so I can explain. So yeah, we have. I'm not sure if the schema. Is the schema alright? Yeah, so those who are not familiar with Mali, so this is about using Mali specs for generating EQL vectors and then pulling data from Crux, because Crux supports EQL, pull vector syntax, whatever. So yeah, then, well, I want, yeah, and so the idea is that we will put some data into Crux, well, transact some data into Crux, and then query it with the pull vectors generated by the thing, by this project. So yeah, one way you can, yeah, this. Oh yeah, that's just a register. This is the schema. This is the way like schemas are defined. in Mali, you can also define schema like that using a map. You should be familiar with Mali at this point, I think. Yeah, you can verify schema by asking, by passing this thing into Mali core schema thing. Yeah, I'm loading the namespace, and if this will work, yeah, then we're good. Okay, so we don't have an error here, so this means Mali accepts the schema, and yeah, so now we can. Did it download anything? Okay, so I have to then go without auto-completion. So I want to transact data into Crux that should look like that.
So it's TX is the API.
Yeah, submit TX. Yeah.
Okay.
Submit TX, and
then you
Crux
give it the node.
Yeah.
And then it's a vector of operations. So a single transaction can contain one or more.
Yeah. So.
And the first item in the transaction needs to be the operation. So crux.tx put is usually what you want. And then you have your map, and that's just the raw document. The only thing you need is a DB ID, a crux.db ID.
So this thing, local ID was CUID.
So yeah, it's got to be a crux.db ID. Are you saying you have a domain ID as well?
Not following.
No, it's okay. You continue.
Is it? Can I use integers?
Well, not anything, but like you can use a string or a number or.
Oh. Or UUID.
Yeah, UUID will be fine. Yeah. And I'm going to just type in foo keyword.
What was it? It was a UID and then random UID and yeah, it would be like local ID and yeah, let's transact first a simple one. It would be, yeah, let's have updated it description. Because yeah, I haven't tried it with Crux yet, so yeah, maybe my code is buggy somewhere. Okay, so just description, simple task. Create that const 2020. Well, yeah. That. Okay, so that will. Okay. Okay. So we transacted our first node, first task, and yeah, let's comment that so we don't run it the second time. That runs here. Yeah, maybe comment that as well. Should we? Not. Because yeah, that's my mechanic. I'm reloading namespaces constantly, so yeah, I don't want to run things the second time. Yeah, so now we want an EQL vector. Then so we will create that task EQL. Sorry.
Freudian slip there, isn't it?
Yeah, and so it's called malli-code-gen API as with the MCG.
So is this in your depth Eden already?
I mean, this is the project I'm playing with, so it's the sources. So
Okay.
MCG schema to EQL, and then what was it? Schema task. Yeah, that's. So I will reload that. Yeah. So this does this look? Do you see any like errors from the get-go? I think it's looks alright. So okay, so how do you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, sorry, interrupted. Yeah. So it looks alright to you.
Yeah, that looks like a regular EQL.
Cool. So how do I pull something? Is it preference?
So you have to do it in a query. Actually,
So
well, that's the best way to do it because it's. I mean, you're not going to have the UUID on hand, so you probably want to do like a give me all the entities in the database right now because we don't know the ID of what you just transacted.
Yeah.
But there is actually a pull API function as well. But yeah, I do a queue query.
Yeah, but okay, so yeah, Crux querying.
Just queue.
Queue, yeah. And then Crux DB, my Crux node.
Yeah. And that gives us the snapshots. And then the
is it query straight away?
Query is a map. You usually want to quote the map, so you can use symbols freely. And then you want to find vector. So here is where we want to do the pull, probably. Or maybe maybe before we do pull, we'll just see if we can get the entities.
Yeah.
Where, and then you need another set of braces. So where needs to be a vector of vectors. Or vector of clauses.
Yeah, right.
And that's it. You can actually just have two.
Can be any.
Yep. And that should give you some entities.
Cool. Yeah. So.
Okay, you did it multiple times. Cool. I missed that bit.
Yeah, that's probably when I reloaded the namespace. Okay. Cool. So we have that. So now what?
So then, in order to do your pull, I guess actually we're going to need to move the quoting. So maybe remove that quote from the outside, and just put it, like on there, and we're going to want to wrap. So what we're actually going to want to quote is. Well, we probably want to use a list function, like just type out list, and as it gets a bit fiddly because basically you want that thing to go into the pull to be dynamic. So you can do list, like that list, and then do a quote with the word pull.
Yeah.
Pull like that, yeah, and then E, and then your task EQL.
Yeah.
And you'll need to quote the. I just quote the full where. No. So that task EQL doesn't want to be quoted, because that's what you're pulling in from your deck.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that would work. I mean, I don't know if the.
Yay!
Yeah.
It does. Congrats. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, now let's see if it works with the subtasks. Because let's add subtasks. This was a vector.
For the record, I can't take any credit for any of this. This is all Ivan's work.
Well, yeah.
I'm here for the launch party.
Yeah. And well, again, we're thanking dvingo for sponsoring all that and originating the idea. And this is, yeah, you can find it on GitHub. GitHub, what was it? Malli-code-gen.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah. So this is dvingo, and then malli-code-gen thing. Yeah, that's still on a branch. Yeah, we'll have to do a code review first. Yeah, but should look like this. Okay, so subtasks, and then I create. Yeah.
So Crux won't automatically shred this, so
Yeah.
it will allow you to submit this document, but you would need to pull out the ID of the new thing. So one way you could do this is to do this all in a let and like have like 10 IDs and just do it at the top of the let,
Yeah.
like UID1, UID2, and then you can insert the references.
Yeah, I can use the ones I created, right?
Yeah, you could use the ones you created, sure, yeah.
And is this so? Okay, so I haven't worked with EQL myself. Yeah, just look. Yeah, well, before this moment. So like, so the task. So this is the definition of subtasks. Oh, and by the way, it's sub dash tasks. Is this? Where's our? Okay, well, yeah, this should resolve.
So it looks like it works 3 levels deep by default, but no more.
Yeah. I've limited it by 3 levels. Okay, so we have subtasks. But Crux will resolve that. Should it? Or how is it?
Yeah, it should, yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's. So now I'm putting the next thing, right? Yeah. Now that's simple.
Oh, okay. You're gonna like do them one at a time, maybe. Or you can sort of manually create a tree.
Yeah. Well, let's see what else.
Oh, you want the ID itself?
So again.
You want the ID. Of course, you can change the finds to be how it was to just see the entities. But another way you could do it is to capture the UID using a def, right, or an atom or something. So that when you're generating that, then you can just eval this submit TX form, and it will keep using the previous ID in the subtask.
Yeah, but I mean, but I'm using the one I got in the previous output.
Yeah.
So this should reference. This should reference something.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe I misunderstand what you're doing. Were you just trying to run the query to see if you got the nested result?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't work.
Well, yeah, but maybe it's.
Oh, I see. Right. And you used the same ID. Okay. Sorry, I missed what was going on.
Yeah.
But shouldn't there be 3 documents instead of 2 now?
Say again?
Shouldn't there be 3 documents instead of just 2?
Yeah. It's also maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, what about
2?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so maybe. Oh, let's restart the node. Yeah, just in case. Yeah, it somehow got.
I wonder actually if the issue is because the descriptions are the same. Did you create two things called a simple task? Or maybe the data log is deduplicating it.
Maybe. Yeah, I did create like 2 things called simple task.
Because another thing you could do is to you could conj on the task EQI, you could conj the Crux DB and that way it would show you the unique ones. So you can just add Crux DB so you pull out all entities as opposed to just the deduplicated results.
Yeah. But
so yeah, you could do it in there. You could just, like where it says task EQI, you could just do a conj.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, like wrap
then
task EQI on a conj.
Okay.
And then second argument is the keyword Crux DBID. I think this might work. Let's try it.
Hey. Cool. Yeah, we have all our dogs.
It was deduplicating. That's what was happening.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, am I? Oh yeah. You know why it's not working with subtest? Because
right.
yeah, I was. This is my genuine mistake. So
you need a closed schema. Like Mali can enforce that, can't it? You can say
yeah. So this is
reject documents that don't exactly conform.
Yeah, this is one of the goals actually. Yeah. So Mali actually has spell checking like based on specs, and you can in Mali you can have closed specs, and it has spell checking. So but yeah, one of our goals of this project, what then the idea is to make it more like guardrails. So, well, there is actually like a closure project guardrails that I think it maybe in the full Crux ecosystem. Hey, look, yeah, Crux works. Cool.
Crux works. That's what I like to hear. And you could also add a validate, like a schema validate before you do the put, right? You could wrap that in a validation. So before you put it into Crux, validate it against the schema.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, to probably we'll discuss that with them, but also like to have like validations, validated guarded helpers for Crux to put and get data in and out and validate all that. And what else?
Yeah, it's not you have to define your schema in Mali and nowhere else.
Okay, so I think we're good for this demo. I don't know, what should we show anything else? So yeah, you'll probably will be able to see the thing later, the sources. Yeah, so like Mali is a wonderful little thing, or not little. There's a lot of going on, and like it's quite easy to define like composable schemes and transform them into something else. So
I have a request. Can you show me the code-gen code? Because I haven't looked at it. Can you just tell me what was the most complicated part?
Yeah, sure. So I'm new to Mali, and so I was part of my work was studying Mali myself, and so yeah, a few things were like not as I expected. Yeah, well, because Mali's schema doesn't support the whole set of closure protocols, closure data structures protocols. So Mali's schema may look in the REPL like so this thing it may look like closure data, but it actually like it's Mali records or protocols that support this output, and so it requires Mali tools to traverse it. yeah, so sometimes it's like anomalous. Yeah, and yeah, you can. So that's why. So my realization was, yeah, I was just like, I'm traversing this this spec well, in this function map that generates map to EQL pool vector. Yeah, and yeah, here you can see the max nest default value, and yeah, I'm not claiming this is the optimal way to traverse it, because yeah, as Dan pointed out previously in our talk, this is the clone of malli-dot namespace. This is in Mali, and I just clone it to take notes myself. So this also like traverses schemas, and then well generates something out of it. And also there is CLJ condo namespace, well, which is also like another user, another example of using transform functions on our schema. Yeah.
It's cool. Very cool.
Thanks.
And that max nest thing you were showing, is that something that can be configured?
Yeah.
Yeah. As like a parameter to EQL.
Yeah. This is the parameter to generating the EQL. Yeah. So now it's
right. Yeah. Oh, nice.
So now its default value is 3. So I haven't pulled it to the API as of yet, but yeah, I aim to, yeah, it's just I just need to add options thing in here, because this is the root function of this namespace, and this is what gets exported via the API namespace. Yeah, so yeah, 3, and then you have 3 subtasks. And well, another subtask thing, but here it's it shouldn't be resolved, so we should see just the vector IDs.
Yeah. So at least you know there are other subtasks by default. Like it's that's helpful, because otherwise you would be wondering, oh, maybe are there more than 3? So it's good to good to have that. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, and then it will be interesting to see like how will it resolve different data structures, because yeah, so like next thing probably for this namespace, for this avenue lock, is to have like maps of thing to thing, and resolve that, but like to have like generic maps, like non
Well, towards a part 2 now, so we'll save it for that.
Yeah. So should we wrap up this demo?
I think so. I think that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you,
Thanks.
Jeremy, for assisting in the making. And yeah, so I'm stopping the recording now.